Episode 32 of the Nerd Turd Podcast. Chris, Brown Eyes Brown Dragon, is not with us.
He gone.
He's in New York right now. Connecticut? Where is he?
Connecticut, I think that's correct. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. Somewhere other than
That's right.
Is he doing work stuff?
New England
Is he
area.
still doing work stuff,
They're
or is he
in
doing fun
Connecticut
stuff?
for work stuff, and then they're going to New York for fun stuff.
Yeah, he told me he was going to take a train down to New York, and he told me it was going to take like 5 hours. And I was like, wow, that sounds like
5 hours?
Yeah, he told me it was going to take some crazy amount of time to go from a train from Connecticut to New York, and he was like stoked about it. And
Of course he was excited
yeah,
about
exactly. You know how Chris is. But then I immediately was like, in my mind, I was like, would I have fun on that? And I think I would have a really good time for like 45 minutes being on a train. And then after that, I would be so restless that I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
It's like a car ride. It's just like a car ride.
But Chris is also the kind of person that just is like going to use his imagination and have a good old time no matter where he's at.
True.
100%. That
And
is
so
Chris.
filling in first time guest appearance for the Nerd Turd Podcast, Maria.
Hello. That was a lot.
our fearless social media.
Yeah, she
Fearless
runs all of our
in the
social media. We are
trenches.
very very thankful for it. She also is the founder, CEO, and VP of her Instagram account, Maria Overbooked, where she talks about all the
Nice.
Yeah.
where she
Yes,
talks about
thanks.
all the good books.
All the books.
How would you describe it? Just is it books you like, or is it like hot ticket items? What would you?
I talk about and post about all kinds of things, but usually it's books that I'm reading or have read. Sometimes I'll like talk about books that are super like hyped right now.
I'm looking at it right now, and I've
You pulled
honestly,
it up?
yeah, I'm looking at it. I've never heard of the first 3 books I'm looking at, I've never heard of.
Here's
A
a
Leaf,
question.
The Unseen.
Yeah.
Is that a good? Would
Yeah,
you recommend it?
I haven't read it yet. I got it from the library, so
Oh,
I'll let
sick.
you know. Oh, go to your local library.
Yeah, I feel like
So-
libraries are a very unutilized.
Plug
thing
your
in the
library.
world.
Anderson
Free books.
County Library.
Free books.
What's up?
What was your question? I feel like you got excited about it, asking a question.
How many? I did, and then you guys just kept talking.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
How many more followers does Maria's account have than Nerd Turd?
A lot.
Like 2,000 or something more. I mean, some stupid.
Looking
amount.
at you, nerds.
Yeah, thanks.
Help us out.
Thanks. But no, glad to have you. So I feel like this episode we should just start a segment called Kevin and Maria Disagree on Everything, because we've
'Cause
been
that's
talking we've
what
been talking
this
about Star
podcast
Wars for like
How is that different than every other episode we've ever done? Except it's just
I feel
Chris
like
and
me
me.
I feel like me and Maria have been every item we've talked about tonight, just in conversation, her and I have been on the exact opposite end of the spectrum as far as opinion goes. So I'm excited to see where this
It's gonna
goes.
be good.
I think it's
guys.
gonna be fun.
Makes for a good podcast.
I genuinely think this is gonna be a fun time. And as always, we are joined by producer Gene. Call me Gene Toms. Rumor has it.
No, the rumor has what?
I won't go there. But for now,
The people
ladies,
will know
single
because-
and ready to mingle. Well, he hasn't told me anything.
Oh.
Gene's a
People
man
are
who keeps his
invested in
card.
this
Yeah, Gene
story.
keeps his cards close to the chest.
I do.
But I guess I now have to kind of pull back a little bit because I don't want to, ruffle any feathers. But
You're not gonna ruffle any feathers.
see right there, like I have no idea if this is a real thing or not. But I'm glad to have you here tonight, Gene. Did you do anything fun this week?
I've just been cutting these shots back and forth while I've been talking, and then I landed. Then I landed on the wrong one. No.
You didn't do anything fun. You just been. What have you been doing? You've been playing Fallen Order. Why are you?
No, I haven't played it since like the day I got the Xbox. I played it like once or
Wow,
twice.
you have what?
I know. I haven't.
You
been
went
committed.
and bought a Xbox One, Xbox X, and you haven't.
I haven't been committed.
Why? What have you been doing?
I don't know. Work's been busy, so we got a new. So my work, I'm like a live video producer.
Yeah, he is.
And we got a brand new switcher this week.
Woo, baby!
And
I mean, it's nothing compared to the Nerd Turd switcher.
that
but-
is true. But you guys want to see it?
Yeah.
If your video goes out right now, it's my fault.
Dude,
But
gee, this is so dangerous, bro.
Stream
You know
Deck,
how
I'm just gonna do
delicate.
it. But Stream Deck. Yes.
Oh my god, dude! I'm so
Yes.
nervous that literally
Selfie
everything
pose
is
right
about
now.
to. Well, for whatever reason, with this particular setup that I have, maybe it's just
Yeet.
because it means I've done it wrong. If you look at my computer the wrong way, everything breaks. Everything stops
I feel like
working.
That's all computers.
But I think this episode is gonna be a fun time. We put out on Instagram our main digestion is gonna be some Unheard Nerds Star Wars edition for you guys. We're gonna be answering some of your questions, and I'm gonna be honest, I had to do research for some of these questions.
I am very well not versed in. There you go.
There's
Star Wars.
I've watched almost everything you can watch Star Wars, but we were getting stuff like extended universe, it was we're in it, and I was just not prepared for that. I just thought everyone was gonna be like, man, I hope Rey and Kylo kiss. I thought that was gonna be 100% of everything we got.
Was that a subtweet to the person across the table?
He's literally talking to me right now.
No, I'm not talking to you right now. You are one of the biggest proponents that I've. What do you call it? They're
Raylo.
Raylo. You're one of the biggest proponents that I've seen
Raylo
this,
writes. I
but
ship it.
They got shipped.
Do you know what shipping is?
I mean,
like relationship.
Oh,
Kevin.
God. Well, I just heard y'all start saying shipping.
Yeah,
so
it's like a verb now.
It is
You
the holiday season.
You ship two people together.
Wow.
So Rey and Kylo.
I'm so old and not cool now.
Shipping has been around a long time.
Has it? Because I've never heard that.
In fandom like lingo. Also, I've been reading fan fiction a long time, so that's like a thing.
I got into fan fiction for a little while. Have you ever written fan fiction? You have written fan fiction.
That laugh was all you needed to know. She didn't answer. She just laughed.
You don't have to answer that, but I need us to dig up some of Maria's old fan fiction, and it's somewhere on the internet. I know it exists, so we just got to find it. So we'll make note of that, and then we'll have our own special segment one day called Maria's Fan Fiction. Maria Overbooked Fan Fiction Edition. We also got some Poppin Off, and apparently our own Maria's going to be flushing with something. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
You ready?
I think so.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Is this the first time you've ever been on a podcast?
Yes.
Dude, yes, I'm excited. All right, so first thing, Mandalorian Chapter 7 has been moved forward to Wednesday, December 18th, and will feature some special sneak peek action of the Rise of Skywalker. Now, what do we think this is? Like a cameo?
I don't know.
Do we think it's going to be something?
I wonder if it'll be a cameo, like some sort of character that'll cross over. I don't think they can make it too big in the plot of Rise of Skywalker.
What's the craziest thing? What's the most out of left field?
Freaking Rey and Kylo show
No.
up
Here's what I got. Here's my theory.
They would be babies. Never mind.
Here's my theory. Because Baby Yoda's 50 years old.
Yeah.
What if Baby Yoda, Rey's father?
Okay.
I mean,
now we're getting wild, huh?
Now
we're getting weird.
That's a theory.
No, I don't know what it'd be. I would assume that they're gonna reference somebody. That's honestly my thing. My theory is, and I'm with you on this from your last week's Nerd Turd talk, where you talked about that you think this is a whole play into Snoke, or you thought the weird guy that we don't know his name yet. We don't know his name yet, right?
We don't. I don't think
he hasn't been named at all. He's just been a guy that works for the Empire, and you think he is Snoke. I think this is a tie-in. You will find out more about Snoke through The Mandalorian. I think,
or possibly who's
been working for Snoke's Palpatine. Dead, so that doesn't make sense.
Or possibly who's been working for Palpatine.
Palpatini. Yeah, that can make sense.
Some lower level people.
You like that? You like Palpatine?
I did
Palpatini.
That's
good.
Yeah, that could be interesting. We can learn a little bit more about Palpatine. I need them to explain how he's not dead.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. They have to if he's back.
Because at least in Star Wars Rebels, when they brought Darth Maul back, at least they gave an effort. They gave an effort to bring it still didn't make sense, but it was basically his brother found him just crazily cut in half. Darth Maul had built some robot spider legs to move around, and it still didn't make sense, but at least they gave an effort. If they Palpatine's back,
no,
is it possible for Sith Lords to become Force Ghosts?
Probably.
Could that be?
No, Force Ghost is you have to it's a sacrifice. It's a pure of heart.
Right. So you think we're going to see a Darth Vader?
Anakin?
Yeah.
I think Anakin Force Ghost will be in Rise of Skywalker.
Ooh, because he was a Sith Lord, so he's going to break the mold.
Well, Anakin's Force Ghost has already been shown. They've already seen it. Not in Rise of Skywalker, but it's in
in a trailer or something.
No, it's in Luke sees Anakin's.
Does he?
Yeah.
When? Am I crazy?
Mm-hmm.
When?
When he sees Obi-Wan and Yoda, they added the footage in later.
like on a later release. Oh wow, I had no idea that was a thing. See, okay, Star Wars keeps doing this where they keep re-releasing movies
first.
and adding stuff. Yeah, like they keep changing things, and so when I'm rewatching these movies now, especially the ones on Disney Plus, because I guess the ones on Disney Plus are like the Disney preferred versions at this point.
They're just the newest. Like,
they'll be like, they're literally like, there will be scenes that are just different, and it'll blow my mind apart. And I've never seen this.
Yeah.
So okay, so we know Anakin has a Force Ghost.
He has a Force Ghost because his final act was in the light and like a sacrifice.
I'm still of the theory that this isn't actually Palpatine. We've talked about this, and we disagreed on this.
Yeah, I just don't think they'd hype it up so much if it wasn't Palpatine.
I think it's gonna be. I think there's something going on where there's gonna be a goof. I think.
Or someone.
I don't want to derail too far because I do want to get through Poppin' Off. But here's my theory. I think they've made it so like blatant without showing Palpatine that I think like this won't actually be Palpatine.
I just think that's the hype up for the release.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think like it would have been perfectly. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Or it could be like.
It just seems so random now to add in Palpatine.
Someone like it could be someone Palpatine like.
Well, also they probably could just realize, like, oh man, this was such a bad mistake to kill Snoke before this trilogy ended that we have to.
But I think Snoke, like killing Snoke, proved that he wasn't the big bad, quote unquote. Like that means that there's someone
just another puppet.
Yeah,
I really was,
aka Palpatine.
I really was hoping that
Palpatini,
old Palpatini.
Oh man, I just hate what they did with Snoke. That had so much potential for such a cool character, and then all of a sudden he just like isn't as strong as, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Some would say maybe he's half as strong.
Half as strong.
He is.
He's literally
definitively. He got Darth Mauled. Dude, what if he shows up with spider robot legs? What if everyone that gets cut in half in Star Wars eventually gets robot spider legs?
What if?
I don't know. It'll be interesting. This wasn't planned. They just made this announcement, right? Like this just got announced that they were going to move up. So I saw a statistic about The Mandalorian that right now it's 39 and a half times. I don't know how they track this, but 39 and a half times more in demand than the next leading show on television.
Yeah, it's the most in demand show right now.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, how much money is Disney making right now?
A lot. Always making money.
A lot.
Do you think a number exists somewhere of how many Disney Plus subscriptions exist now?
I'm sure.
You think they'd be that open with their numbers? Probably not yet.
Probably not yet.
I would be willing to bet. This is a hot take. I'd be willing to bet at this point in my life that there are more Disney Plus subscriptions in the United States of America than Netflix subscriptions. Boom. You heard it here first, folks.
We'll find out eventually.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. Okay. So several more Star Wars TV spots have dropped with new footage.
So they've been dropping TV spots of those like 30-second trailers or whatever, like almost every day.
Yeah, I hate that y'all wrote TV spot. That was the most try-hard thing y'all ever put on this doc.
I wrote it because that's what it's called. That's the type of trailer it is.
A commercial.
Whatever. So I'm not gonna deal with you. So a fan like figured out how much actual footage we've seen, and we've only seen roughly 5 minutes of the movie. If that's all the footage that is in the trailers is actually in the movie.
Do you think it is?
I would say probably not everything in the trailers.
Like the stuff with Palpatine laughing?
I don't know.
What if we never hear Palpatine's laugh?
That would be
What
wild.
if that is just not in that movie at all?
That would be wild. Also, you guys all really want a Baby Yoda Funko Pop.
Yeah, for sure. That's a thing now. Gene, you want to show the peeps?
Immediately,
I
ASAP. I don't know when the pre-orders are coming.
I cannot believe that 2 weeks ago, Chris sat in this room and tried to tell me that Baby Yoda stuff would not be available for the holidays.
I promise you guys, when I went back and was editing last week's episode before it went up, when I got to that portion, I forgot how funny it was.
It's hilarious.
Remembering that
it was
like
2
Chris
hours.
Talked about in that episode before how there was going to be nothing, and then on the way home it was all over the internet. It was going to be out, dude. But look at this thing, dude. Look at him.
He's so cute.
Do we have a bigger version? Can we get a better?
Look at him.
Dude, that's okay. So that's the tiny one, right? That's like this.
That's like the normal size one, apparently.
Right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's like the normal size one, and then there's apparently a 10-inch super size.
A 10-inch. Okay, so 10 inches would be roughly that.
Sized.
That's kind of big, dude.
Yeah, almost a foot. So
is that how big he is? like Baby Yoda? Is that how big he is? He kind of looks a little bit bigger than 10 inches.
But so yeah, there's that. It looks super cool. It's super cute. So we should have one of those after Christmas.
By the way, I'm super excited to talk about. We're talking about Chapter 4 this week on Nerd Turd Talks, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited about
Baby
that. This is a
Yoda.
good episode.
So
very meme-filled episode.
Super cute.
Yeah, that's cool. I will be getting one. We definitely need to get the big boy for the studio, right?
The supersize one? Yeah, we should. So that'd be
unless it's like $90.
I mean, yeah.
Then Maria can buy it.
What?
Then Maria, swimming in money, Instagram famous Walker over here can hit us up. Yeah, that's cool. I don't 5 minutes of footage. That doesn't seem like a lot.
It seems like nothing.
Is that 5 minutes of unique footage? Like, I mean, there's no overlap,
it's
right?
5 minutes of total footage. It's 3.5 minutes of Adam Driver walking out of that stupid tidal wave on that ship or whatever it is. That's literally the one that's in every trailer that we've had so far. is Kylo.
Good.
Yeah.
Stopping wet, walking out.
I'm interested to know when
the content I'm here for.
So much of the movie, how it's going to unfold, depends on at what point in Rise of Skywalker that scene takes place. Because it could take place in the first 10 minutes. It could take place in the what is it? It's like a 2 hour and 20-minute runtime. What is it?
Yeah, it's the second longest, right? I can't remember what the runtime is.
Yeah, so it could be an hour in, and it would. I feel like it could make sense if Disney isn't goofing us, and then they fight, and then they come together and fall in love, and then go beat the big bad Palpatine.
They're already in love.
And then, honestly, okay,
no.
This is something we won't have to get completely derailed with. Rewatching the newer movies so far, I think that there are more hints at an attraction between Rey and Finn. Oh, not what you're talking about. Than Rey and Kylo.
So
dude, what is it? 7? Episode 7. Rewatch episode 7, and it is filled to the brim.
7 a lot.
Dude, it is filled to the brim with awkward moments between Finn and Rey.
Yeah, and then
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to be the one that fall in love. Yeah. So now it's 1-1. Finn and Kylo are tied.
Yeah, they've already talked about in interviews. John Boyega has already said that Finn has someone and Rey has someone else. They've already debunked that. So
love triangle.
Sorry. Moving on.
Well, there we go.
I will say I also. Oh my God, there's so much I want to talk about. There's so much.
Kevin and I could go all night about Star Wars.
Well, okay, I'll just be really quick with this. I did see an interview where they were talking specifically about Kylo, because everyone's expecting a Kylo redemption story, and the producers are saying that Kylo has had his redemption story.
Actually, Adam Driver said that.
Well, right, fine. Adam Driver said that he's had his redemption story,
Kylo
which I think is interesting.
That...
Now, I think he's definitely, he could just as easily be setting up for the goofster that he's going to finish up on the. I said it's just hard for me to envision a situation where Rey and Kylo fall in love.
They're already in love.
6 months after he killed his father with a lightsaber. But we'll keep going. So Black Widow trailer dropped.
3 trailers dropped this week.
Yeah, we had a lot of trailers drop.
3 trailers dropped. But before we talk about those trailers, I'm going to show them one more thing. So Star Wars related before we get into our Unheard Nerds, because some info came out about the immersive hotel experience. Coming to
a theater near
you. Galaxy's Edge, right? At some point, is that correct? I don't know. Is it going to be actually part of Galaxy's Edge?
Galaxy's Edge is the in the park. This will be a hotel outside of the park. It's not going to be backed up to Galaxy's Edge.
Is this the hotel where they're going to call you, you get to choose if you want to be a Sith Lord or a Jedi Master?
Yeah, this is like the whole immersive experience.
There's not Wookiees actually walking around.
There might be. They do character experiences.
Dude, have you ever been to a Disney hotel? There will be people dressed as Wookiees in there.
Normal hotels have Mickey Mouse walking around. Why wouldn't they have Wookiees walking around?
The resorts at Animal Kingdom, you wake up and there's a giraffe outside your window. There will be people dressed up as Wookiees walking around. And if you choose that you want to be called a Sith Lord or a Jedi, they will literally call you Jedi Master Gene if you want to.
Dude, definitely.
They will always refer to you that. When you check in, they will say,
definitely,
welcome to the whatever it's called. What is it?
Star Cruiser.
Welcome to the Star Cruiser.
Star Wars Galactic Star
Jedi
Cruiser.
Master
That
Gene.
would be amazing.
A 2-night all immersive adventure. So
it's supposed to feel like you're on a space station.
2021 is when that's supposed to come out or something.
2021.
That looks cool.
Yeah,
But no, I've never been to a Disney hotel. The last time that I went to Orlando, we stayed at like Baymont Inn or something. Remember that?
Oh, bro, was that the last time you went?
I mean, it's been a while.
God, dog, bro.
Yeah, it's been a while. So,
yeah,
when
cool. We were right beside a Wendy's.
Yeah, so
Classy.
That's how you know it's good.
Classy.
That's how you know you're in a nice spot when you're in the uncomfortable parts of Orlando and there's a Wendy's sharing a parking lot with your hotel. That's how you know it's good. We were living the life of luxury back then. I would definitely choose to be called a Sith Lord.
Ain't nothing like a 4 for 4. You know?
Yo.
Right before you go hit up the Hulk.
Yo. I would definitely pick. What do you think you would? You'd definitely be a Jedi.
I think I'd be a Jedi.
Dude, hit us with some of these would you rathers that are aren't they supposed to like this quiz that you were going to
talk
to us about?
No, there's a lot. And honestly, some of them are so
discover.
Yeah.
We're
some
about
of them
to answer a bunch
some of them are so blatantly like, do you want to be a Jedi or a Sith Lord? But I think some of them are interesting. So, would you rather be an expert with a blaster or an expert with a lightsaber?
Lightsaber.
I could see. Really, Gene? I could see you choosing blaster on this.
Like Han.
All right. So, I'd definitely go lightsaber because, whatever. Would you rather visit Tatooine or Coruscant?
Coruscant.
I honestly don't know which is.
Coruscant's where the Jedi Council was at.
Yeah, that's where the council is at, and then Tatooine is which one?
Where Luke and Anakin grow up.
Oh, the desert.
Yeah.
Coruscant.
Honestly,
no one wants to be in the sand, man.
Well, like
per Anakin.
That's true. Yeah.
What's that quote? What's the most uncomfortable quote of all time said by?
I hate sand.
It's not
so
smooth.
Coarse and
like you. Dude, that's the.
I'm in agony. That's the only thing that I remember from the movie. Now that I'm with you.
All right, this one I think I could see maybe you guys go a different way. All right, so take of which one you want to be sorted by, a Jedi or a Sith Lord. Which would you rather fly, an X-Wing or a TIE Fighter? Because
TIE Fighters are really cool.
I think TIE Fighters are way more practical.
TIE Fighters are really cool.
I think I would go TIE Fighter.
Good.
They're dope.
This was the best question I've seen on this thing. Would you rather spend a day with Han Solo or Leia?
Han Solo.
Really?
Yes, obviously.
I so 1,000,000% thought you would have said Leia.
Obviously, I'm going to hang out with Han Solo.
Oh,
Harrison Ford in his prime.
I'm genuinely blown away by that.
That's tough because
I mean, Leia's amazing. I love her.
Leia is amazing.
I've got both of them on my shirt. So.
Some of her acting in 4 and 5 so far.
Yeah, say it. Hit them with it.
Super stale.
Yeah,
I just don't
hit them
like
with it.
Honestly, there's nothing to do with her. It's just like her lines are super short, and I know she's like, I know they make her intentionally like abrasive towards Han specifically, but it's like it's weird. So I don't know if I could do it. So I might pick Han.
Yeah,
but that part in when she like force flies.
You like that?
No, I'm joking.
Oh my god,
it's my least favorite part of that movie.
This microphone is about to come across this room at you, dog. So honestly, it depends on what kind of day I'm trying to have, because you're gonna make some memories with Han Solo, and or get killed by Jabba the Hutt.
True.
If you hang out with Princess Leia, you're gonna get treated like royalty. And so if you're just trying to have like, if you're just trying to sit down with your buddies, maybe have a glass of sangria and talk about the good old days, you're probably best choosing a day, hanging out with Miss Leia. But, if you want to go get into some high octane action, then you probably want to go hang out with Han.
That's true. It's a good thought process.
Yeah, I put a lot of thought in that.
There you go.
But I would choose Han. Like, then there's questions like, would you rather have a green lightsaber or a red lightsaber? And all the basic people would have said green lightsaber. Okay. Would you rather be trained by Yoda or by ObiWan?
Obi-Wan. That's actually a question on our, sort of.
Really. Then no one else answer it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hold on.
All right. That's all. That's all we hit for today. I just really wanted to ask the Han Solo. I'm shocked that you chose Han Solo instead of Leia.
Yeah. I'm not shocked at my own answer.
Well, technically, she chose Han because it's Harrison Ford.
Also, it's Han. That'd be awesome. We could ride in the Millennium Falcon. We'd hang out with, obviously, the Wookiee's gonna be there. We might meet Lando. Yeah, I'm going with Han.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Young Lando?
Huh?
Donald Glover.
Man, that's a good time hanging out with Harrison Ford in his prime, and then also time traveling and get to see Donald Glover.
Time travel.
That'd be a good day. All right, so did we talk about all these trailers? Or did we just talk about the? We didn't even really talk about the Black Widow, right?
Because I diverted back to Star Wars.
All right, we're gonna hit these real quick so we can get into some Unheard Nerds.
Sweet.
Black Widow trailer dropped.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like a good time.
Yeah, looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
You find out that she has a sister.
Yeah, it's like a whole family almost even.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be about her having to break away from that like part of her past in order to become like an Avenger or whatever. Because she was like, wasn't she? I don't know all the information behind this, but she was like a Russian spy.
Yeah, she was a Russian spy.
Yeah, and she was like tied to that, right? Like,
she was in the KGB.
Yeah, so like at some point she had to break away from that. So I think that's what it's going to be about.
But, yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
I think honestly at this point she's already broken away because she talks a lot about like your. I think it's going to show her in it, and I think there's going to be a flash forward, and she's out of it, and then the movie will fill in that gap.
Gotcha.
Because one of the lines is she's something about running away from her past or something along those lines, and I think that is when you'll find the consequences of her leaving the KGB.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's cool. Tony Stark's rumored to be in it, which is going to be
emotional.
I don't dig it because it's like we just watched him die. Like, take one movie off with him not in it, you know?
Yeah,
spoiler alert, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess kind of spoiler, but I think, you guys were talking about it before we started recording too. It's like the timeline of it makes sense. It would obviously be before everything happens. You know,
it would honestly even make complete sense that Tony was the thing that got her completely out, even though because he didn't recognize her when she became like when she interviewed to be his like assistant or whatever in Iron Man. What was it, Iron Man 1, 2, whichever one it was, when Black Widow was introduced. So I don't know, he'll be involved somehow. Maybe I would like it to be just like a commercial that Tony Stark is in. Like I wouldn't want to actually see the character of Tony Stark because I don't know, man. It was such an emotional time watching him pass away.
It was.
You're
it
right.
was the perfect ending, and I
sobbed.
I would hate it to get it tainted if the next time a Marvel movie comes out, he's the billionaire playboy philanthropist that he like evolved out of.
Takes his character back.
Yeah. Then James Bond trailer. I mean, it's a James Bond trailer. It's almost teetering the edge of going Starsky and Hutch, or not Starsky and Hutch. What is it? Hobbs and Shaw. Of where it goes. It goes from there being like they're just normal people, but like somehow they also have unspoken weird superpower. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, it's very interesting. The only thing that I thought was, I was watching it, and before we watched it together earlier, and I was like, at what point is like the James Bond like movie saga narrative like played out? Like, when is it going to be like? Not that there's anything wrong with them, but just like the character of James Bond has spanned so many years at this point. Like, he's got to be getting old at some point. And then towards the end of that movie, they literally like kind of started like cluing in on the fact that he is old. Like they started at some point, like she said, and maybe this was.
Were you talking about this specific James Bond?
This trailer, yes. Yeah. Like, I mean, obviously they'll reboot it probably at some point because there have been talks about that like previously. But
yeah,
Daniel Craig's James Bond, like, they hinted at him getting his 007 getting old maybe, or it was a reference to an older movie where in the trailer when you see it, she talks about shooting him in his knee that still works. And so and then they're like talking about him getting, I don't know, so like he had been gone for a long time or something like that. So it's just very interesting. So
yeah, I don't know. The thing that was always cool about James Bond, it was like it was so rooted in reality. Like it wasn't like Fast and Furious. Like it wasn't like over the top. It was just like this super suave guy that was super awesome. The guys wanted to be him. The ladies wanted to be with him. And it was just like, I don't know, it was this like cool, not superhero character that was just like a dope movie. But I honestly think that, I don't know, I don't know if they can keep doing that much longer, at least at the rate that they're doing it, making a James Bond movie every year, right?
Yeah, there's been quite a few of them, especially with Daniel Craig specifically.
I did kind of like the idea. This was rumored a lot. They were going to have a female James Bond.
That would be cool.
I feel like that undeservingly would become so dramatic nowadays, but I think it would be a good time.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, Idris Elba was also potentially tied to the character at one point as well, but I don't think anything ever.
Yeah, he was rumored.
So they definitely rebooted at some point.
Yeah, he was definitely rumored to be it. I thought I thought he'd be dope at James Bond. I think he's just a good, serious character. You know, like he's a good character if you want somebody that just is cool. You know.
Yeah.
He'd be good in 300.
Reboot it,
dude. I wish they would make another 300 movie. Those things were awesome.
They're pretty good.
And then the last one here is Mulan trailer.
Yeah.
Drop. I honestly could not be more hesitant if this movie is going to be good or not. Mulan. I don't know.
It's interesting how they're doing this one because they're like not trying to do all the music and the like. They're making it more of an action, like realistic type thing, with just hints back to the cartoon version. So I'm glad that they're taking a reboot in a different direction instead of just trying to do
now that
the cartoon as a live action.
Yes.
Like I think that's been the problem with the reboots is like you can't take the magic and like of animation and just make it real and then it doesn't play out the same. So I think if you're going to do a reboot, you need to actually reboot it, and I think that's what they're going for with Mulan. So hopefully that will play out.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. The trailer looks cool. Like I mean, I'm excited for it, but it is going to be I don't want to say a stretch of the source material, but it is going to be a drastic like diversion from what everyone knows with Mulan because there's not going to be any of that. It's going to be an action movie. So
yeah. Well,
that'll be interesting.
So here was my only real thought on it because I was kind of on board for them like grounding it more in reality. I didn't like that they were cutting Mushu, but like I get it. If you're trying to make it a more realistic movie, don't have a little talking lizard dragon. But then I'm looking at this trailer and there's a freaking witch in it. You know, it's like there's this evil witch looking thing that is paired up with whoever. Are they still fighting
the Huns?
The Huns, okay. And so then I was like, so what are we doing? Are we doing a fantasy movie? Are we doing a serious movie? You know, like that was kind of my initial like reaction on it.
It'll be interesting.
But it'll be a good time.
Agreed.
More Star Wars?
Yeah, you guys want to talk do our main digestion? You want to get into it?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Unheard Nerds!
Unheard Nerds.
Dude, we need sound drops, Gene.
I'm sorry.
Do you know how to make those? We need to
figure it out.
We need to get good at stuff.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right, so our first question comes in from @Braden_Hill. Were these all from Instagram?
The first, yes. Everything is till the bottom.
You guys should follow us on Instagram. So Braden_Hill asks, who would you want as your Jedi Master?
I would want Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Why?
Because really the two people that I guess we kind of see Luke training, but we see Obi-Wan and Yoda training mostly, I guess. And, Qui-Gon too.
Mm-hmm.
But Yoda seems like a lot of work. Like, I ain't trying to go to the swamp and, like, carry Yoda around on my back. Like, Obi-Wan seems more hands-on training. I'm about that. So, that's my choice.
Yeah. Gene, what do you think here?
I don't know. I mean, I like Obi-Wan. I think, Yoda would be cool because he's obviously
more than just those two.
I know the Grandmaster. Honestly, if I could choose anyone, I think I might pick Mace.
Mace, dude, I was literally thinking
That'd be cool.
Would be a great one because
he has a purple lightsaber.
Well, that's partly it, but because of what we know, and he, his purple lightsaber represents, and I don't want to steal like future content, but
taking my stuff.
It would be interesting because he does toe the line, and it would be interesting to learn from someone who like doesn't choose completely,
who shoots first, ask questions later.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I got you.
I would be down for that. I think that would be cool. It'd be cool.
Like he was willing to do the greater good, not necessarily things by the book of the Jedi code or whatever.
I think that would be cool to learn from him.
What about you, Kevin?
There's your sound drop.
Okay, so the next question here, because this is going to tie in a little bit, so I'm just going to answer both of these at the same time.
Great, because I got a lot of thoughts.
The next question comes from P before you go out.
That's Casper.
Is it? He said, thoughts on what Disney did with Luke Skywalker's character. My answer to this, prior to them cutting the canon of, or not cutting the canon, but making the extended universe officially not canon, and then Chapter 7 happening, and then trainer Luke Skywalker is a bumbling idiot, and the first time that he is intimidated by Kylo, tries to kill him, and that would have been my answer. But because they did that with Luke, I would probably say Qui-Gon. Mainly because I think for no real reason. Well, okay, Yoda's the right answer. I don't think Yoda would. I don't think Yoda would. Yoda would not pick me to train me. He would immediately look at me and say, "You're definitely going to be a Sith Lord."
Yes, he would know. As soon as
he would not. We would not be making it this far if Yoda was anywhere near me. So, assuming that I've avoided that, I would pick Qui-Gon because he seemed pretty wise.
Qui-Gon was cool.
Yeah,
that's probably my second choice
because he acknowledged the fact that he wasn't ever going to be as strong as even Obi-Wan was at the time, but he seemed pretty cool.
I like it. It's a good answer.
But my answer on what Disney did with Luke Skywalker's character, I think I think there was internal conflict on how they wanted Luke's character to be portrayed. I think they were trying to use Luke's character to set up the whole Grey Jedi thing, but then kind of just swung and missed on it. And for those who aren't total mega nerds, the Grey Jedi is essentially Luke. In the extended universe, this actually happened with Luke. He gets super mega powerful and then realizes that neither the Jedi or the Sith were right.
Right.
It's your human emotions are not bad. You don't have to suppress them and be a Jedi, and you can't only use power and anger, and neither one of them are right, which makes a lot of sense. And I think that they were trying to use Luke as the setup for that. Mm-hmm. But they, with no real explanation, because even in the stuff that is canon that happened in between the time of Darth Vader dying and then them finding Luke on an island, there's no mention of him ever abandoning the Jedi Order, right? It's never hinted at. And so what happened was you had, when did Episode 3 come out? What year? It was 99 or something. You basically had 20.
No, it was in the 2005.
2005. So you basically had a decade of people just really excited to see Luke Skywalker again. And then the first time they see him, it's this goofy moment where they see him turn around, but then they actually hear him talk. It's this almost slap knee gaff of let me throw my lightsaber over a cliff, and he's completely abandoned the Jedi Order. And it never really explains why, except for the situation that happened with Kylo. And even the situation that happened with Kylo, it never really explains why that made him give up completely on the Jedi Order. He said that was the reason he never trained other Jedis. But so there's just a real gap of character flow where he was, willing to fight his father to the death over the Jedi versus Sith order, but then however many years later, he's completely given up on it. And it seems to be related to Kylo, but it doesn't explicitly say the situation that happened with Kylo is the reason he gave up on the Jedi Order. So I get why everyone's frustrated. I think it would have been cool to see, to wrap it up, I think it would have been cool to see Luke forefront the whole Grey Jedi thing, and teach Rey, literally be the teacher, teach Rey that neither one of these things is wrong. And neither one of these things is right, and they're both wrong to their extremes.
Yeah.
So I think that would have been interesting.
I think that is interesting.
It kind of wavered back to okay, maybe now I'm a Jedi again. And I get why people are frustrated by that.
Yeah, I get why people are frustrated. I think it makes a lot of people uncomfortable to watch someone they grew up seeing as a hero become more realistically older and thus very like disillusioned. Like his character is very disappointed in himself, and he went to an island to live alone and abandoned the Jedi. I think he talks about like the whole situation with Kylo is that he failed like his nephew. He thinks that like he became so powerful, he thought like, I can train these people, like I can make them go, do the right thing, and then he couldn't even like handle his own like family. And so I think that I understand why people don't like it, and I do get it. I think it's an interesting direction that they went as far as character arc. It also, another interesting fact is it mirrors his whole storyline, mirrors Obi-Wan's arc as a master, because they both technically failed their first student and sacrificed themselves for their second. Which Star Wars is essentially, if you get to the heart of Star Wars, it is about balance and parallels in storytelling. Dark, light, like everything's in twos. So that's kind of another example of that I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah. I guess even with that, I could talk about this for a long time.
I know.
It's a
good
layered,
question.
question. I don't really have any like strong opinions or thoughts.
Okay, so I'm just gonna end it. I'm gonna end it with this. Even with that though, I feel like ObiWan Sacrifice, when he was fighting Darth Vader, essentially so everyone else could escape, and it was him. Like it was no Force Ghost. It was him.
Yeah.
I guess technically it could have been Force Ghost. No, because his clothes fell off. That to me seemed like an way more of a sacrifice than Luke
I'm not
Skywalker.
saying that
it's definitely not.
It's not an exact replica. I'm just saying that is a
I would have think the perfect redemption if they were going to kill off Luke. I think literally the perfect redemption for him would have been he actually showed up. He didn't Force Ghost it. He showed up and then fought Kylo right there. Even if Kylo killed him.
Yeah.
I think that would have been like boom.
I think
everyone's back in.
They're two getting like Kylo. They wouldn't have had Kylo kill Luke, I don't think, but I mean, he killed Han, so who knows? Yeah,
and seriously, now you would have Kylo going into the third movie here, the last of this last
I
trilogy,
think they'd worked,
having killed Han and Luke. And
they'd worked too hard on Kylo's like the emotional story of Kylo.
Then Rey could never fall in love with him.
But they're already in love.
No, dude, there was no way if he killed Luke.
No. I think they worked way too hard on that in that movie, the redemption arc of Kylo, like that emotional journey that he wouldn't have killed Luke. But that's theory, so.
Okay, do y'all think Master Yoda... This is from Daniel_Walker15, your brother.
Shout out.
Well, I guess I assumed. I guess there could be a lot of Daniel Walkers. But do y'all think Master Yoda and Yaddle created Baby Yoda? No. Nope. I think Baby Yoda is Yoda reincarnated.
I think Baby Yoda's a clone.
I could get down with either of those. Very simply, I don't think that Master Yoda and Yaddle created Baby Yoda, because we were talking about this earlier, and I think it would make Master Yoda way too much of a hypocrite to Anakin's situation if he also...
Well, it just seems weird to why would you throw that wrench into Yoda's story at this point? Because everyone is so satisfied with like the character of Yoda that's like, now you're going to throw in
he's got a kid.
You're going to throw in he's got a child out of wedlock. You know what I mean? You're going to throw that into the mix on the last movie, but I think the most interesting thing that is gonna play out here, I think they'll reference it that the timeline puts Baby Yoda being born the same year of Anakin. Yes. I think that's gonna be interesting. I think they're gonna play it out, and that's why I think it's as
strong.
Well, hold on. So I guess this blows my own theory apart, because it can't be Baby Yoda reincarnated, because Baby Yoda was alive, or Yoda was alive when Baby Yoda was born. I'm now on Baby Yoda was a clone.
We're in agreement.
I'm officially on Baby Yoda was a clone.
Kevin and I agree. Let's move on.
Yeah. But that doesn't make sense, because he probably wouldn't be forced. His force powers wouldn't clone over, probably, right?
It's a clone. I don't know.
Depends on how they clone him.
It's a clone.
Well, because that's in your it's in your metachlorian count, right? So that's in his. You can track that genetically, so that would carry over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Why would they not have just the clone army should have been a clone of Jedis? They didn't think about that, did they? Jeez, that would have been way cooler. Okay, so the Jake Wentz says you can only save one, Baby Yoda or BB-8.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah, how is this even a question?
Yoda.
You have an actual baby or a stupid robot?
It's not stupid.
I love BB-8.
It's
I'm
not
not
stupid,
even.
but I would go with Baby Yoda or the Yoda baby because you can just get.
I mean,
you can
just
get
look
a droid,
at him.
You can get another.
I'm sorry, I said BB-8 was stupid, but one's a robot and one is a
can-
living thing.
You could just buy or make another BB-8 basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it wouldn't be the same like exact thing, but
you could get something that looked like him and program him to act the exact
what I
same
would go
way.
with.
You know?
Yeah.
Who knows when you're gonna find another Baby Yoda species?
Yep. Agreed.
Seahorse Lounge, our buds over there. Now this is the one I had to do research on. Gene, go ahead and pull up these images for us.
All right. Let me go.
So the question is, what extended universe character would you rather see in big screen? Mara Jade or what is it? Grand Admiral
Mara
Thrawn?
Jade. Here you go.
So this is something that when I saw this question, I was like, bro, what? I don't know. And then apparently, maybe you guys know more about it than I do, but apparently Mara Jade is Luke's wife, non-canon wife.
In the extended universe, yes.
Yes.
So
All this is not canon.
This is not canon. So she was Emperor's Hand. We were kind of reading up on this before. Then she later decided to become a Jedi Master. Sat upon the Jedi High Council. She served as a servant and assassin to Emperor Palpatini at some points. And then she ended up marrying. Yeah, and then she ended up marrying Luke. And they had a kid. Not canon, but that's it. So
His
that was
name
the
was
first
Ben.
one. Yep, Ben Skywalker.
Fun fact.
So Mara Jade. And then the other one was this person, Mythra Naruto, or better known by his core name, Thrawn. I don't really know much about either of these people because I don't know much about the EU, so I was like reading it. But basically, he served as a fleet commander of the Imperial Army.
Let me see this. So
he looks awesome.
And Grand Admiral of the Imperial Navy during the reign of the Galactic Empire. An alien Imperial officer with striking blue skin, red eyes, and an angular face. Okay.
So
maybe I'm flip-flopping on this.
So this guy or this girl?
Going into this, I definitely would have said Grand Admiral Thrawn. Luke Skywalker's wife didn't seem interesting to me. But now that I know that she has cool, sick Jedi powers, and this is what we super disagreed on, and we won't go entirely down the rabbit trail, but I personally don't think Rey as a character has been super cool, so I would like to see a very impressive female Jedi show up.
I could see that.
So yeah.
There you go.
What do you think? What do you guys think?
I guess Mara Jade. I feel like that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'd probably go with. I
don't know that much.
You know what
about
I
her,
also
to be
was thinking? Like this is really what I would like to see. Maybe this is a further question down. I don't know, but I was watching. If you haven't told, I'm going through Star Wars Rebels right now, and Lando makes an appearance in one of the episodes, and I was thinking Star Wars needs more characters like Han Solo and Lando Calrissian, where they're just
like rogue smuggler.
Well, they're just people, they're because it kind of becomes disconnected when that's honestly one of the coolest things about Han is you have all these people with space superpowers and like laser swords, and he's just a dude.
Yeah.
He's just a space cowboy who does what he wants.
Yeah. And
he plays into this whole universe really well. Same with Lando. Lando is just a cheating gambler, but he's like a really cool character, and he uses that to his advantage, and he uses his like basically ability to like play people really well. I think Star Wars needs more characters like that more than they need more like people who can force push somebody.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
So yeah, just regular old Joes, Okay, and then Michael Downing says, if you could create your own character in a Star Wars universe, who would it be, and what abilities would you have?
I feel like I just want to be me, but like with Jedi powers.
I would be.
I don't want to be an alien, really. Like,
That's a good answer. That's a way to put it. Yeah. I would love to be
me, but just like
a Jedi Master.
I would like to be like 24-year-old version of me.
Yeah,
back in my prime. And let's see. I don't like I said, I think I would want really, 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 really badly to be a Jedi, and I think Yoda would be like, yeah. How did he even get in the front door? And then Darth Maul would be my Sith my Sith master. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't be a Sith. I guess I'd be what are they called? Inquisitors.
Yeah.
I'd be an Inquisitor.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a good answer. Simple way to put it. I like it.
Okay, and then American Jason says, who would win in a fight, Django, Boba, or Mando? Mando. This isn't even a question.
Really?
Not even a question.
Really?
Yeah. What do you think?
I disagree.
You what? No.
I don't.
Who would you pick?
I've been having trouble going back and forth between Django and Boba. I can't decide.
Really?
What we know of Mandy.
Bless Mandy.
He's a klutz. He's supposedly the
Django
best Mandalorian in the galaxy, and he literally gets beat up every episode at some point so far.
Yeah. But
so maybe it's all part of the development of who he is still, but like I don't know. It's tough. I think it depends on whether you want to go canon or not, like with this too, because if you go a full extended universe from a lot of the stuff that I was reading, people would say that Boba would probably win because he would be just as skilled as Django, but he would have more advanced weaponry and armor and things like that. And he was also in his prime when he received all of his Beskar armor. Django might be the more skilled fighter out of all of them.
So here's my thing.
I'm just not on board with Mando, dude. I don't like what we've seen of Mando so far.
The whole clone army was clones of Django and Boba.
No, it was clones of Django that were made to be submissive and able to all be exactly the same. Boba was an unaltered copy.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
then, but Django. That's why some people say. So that's why some people say that Boba like might win because
I'll just say this: the clone army didn't impress me very much.
Oh, I agree. Like I don't think so because it was clone. They were clones of Django towards the end of his like prime age.
And the only thing I've seen of Mando is
him getting beat up every episode.
He
literally gets beat up somehow, some way,
by
episode.
the new cool character that they introduce. But then 5 minutes later, he's single-handedly destroying an army by himself. Right? So in chapter 3, that's what he did. He literally goes on a one-man killing spree against literally every bounty hunter on a planet. And he basically stares them down, country western style, and says, "Get out of the way. I'm flying out of here with this baby." And then everyone dies.
Mood.
And then after that, you got, the girl who was like an ex rebel, whatever she was. And then they take down a walker single-handedly. So eat it.
Well,
Boba and Django can never do that.
Regardless, the fight would be interesting.
It definitely would be interesting.
I agree.
Honestly, I didn't do any research into that. I just feel like I'm on Mando's side here. Okay. Alex has a couple of questions here.
Alex always.
Oh, Alex. We love
you.
you.
A lot of questions.
Do we have time to hit all these?
Yeah, we can. We'll just do them fairly quickly. We'll have to answer quickly, but we can kind of almost not lightning round them, but we'll answer them quickly. But let's get through all of them.
Okay. Boom. Would you rather take a joyride on the Millennium Falcon or go pod racing?
Millennium Falcon. Easy.
Pod racing.
I'd probably agree with pod.
Bro, 12 parsecs.
If space travel was as like normalized as it was in Star Wars universe, I would go pod racing because I feel like
it would be a better experience.
Because humans can't do it. You have to have Jedi reflexes to do it. So then she also asks, why is Jar Jar Binks the most hated Star Wars character? Because he gave emergency dictator powers to Emperor Palpatine because he thought that was a good idea.
And he's annoying.
He is annoying. That is some of the worst voice acting I've ever heard in my life.
There you go. Don't disagree.
If you could have anything from Star Wars in today's society, what would it be?
The Millennium Falcon. I'm taking that thing.
Darth Maul's lightsaber.
The Inquisitor's lightsaber, which is cooler.
Oh, come on.
It is pretty cool.
Dude, it is cooler, bro. It does. Have you seen it? It's Darth Maul's lightsaber, but it like is like a motorized like.
Yeah, it's cool.
So you can literally just hold it and it's just spinning. I don't have to learn what Darth Maul learned.
That's true.
And if you weren't a human, but you're still in the Star Wars world, what species would you be? We actually looked up some of these.
We did. We'll show them really quickly. Let me find them. We got to do this fast, but here you go. So 50 best alien races in Star Wars. So there's lots of things. All kinds.
What kind did you say here, Gene? What will be you?
Hold on. Let me. Oh, dude, there's Chris. I thought he wasn't here. Chris, I thought he was in Connecticut. But
What
he's
is
right
it? That's
here.
called what? A clawdite?
Clawdites. Oh gosh. Though there's so many of them. Oh no, just kidding. I found Chris. All right, I gotta scroll it. Chris, what are you doing? I gotta go all the way down. Hold on. Keep going. There's a lot of them. It gives a lot of context to like all of the things that you see that you wouldn't think about what they were.
Yeah, there's some on this list that I didn't even recognize.
So some of them I did. So I don't know how you say that. I can't. Gamorrean, I don't know. So I've recognized those, and then Geonosian, I recognize those. I think it's probably pretty obvious who I would pick. You guys know who my favorite character in Star Wars is.
There was mine.
So Maria's would be Twi'lek. So part of the Jedi Council, and at one point for sure. Yep. There's Thrawn's Grand Admiral Thrawn's species, his race. The Hutts, obviously. So I mean, obviously, I would pick Zabrek. So Darth Maul and Savage Opress are just so cool. So
if I couldn't be a human, and I was in the Star Wars universe,
Yoda species, you'd definitely pick Wookiee, right?
No, if I was in the Star Wars universe and I couldn't be a human, I would pick being a Hutt.
Okay.
Actually, because they got money. They're like a crime syndicate.
Yeah, they're a crime family.
Yeah, they're a crime family. Yeah. Hutts are rolling in it.
Yeah, they like own territory. Like the Empire won't even like mess with them.
Did I call that before we?
Yeah, Hutts.
Literally, I said Kevin's Hutt.
Kevin the Hutt.
Did I miss one?
If you were a Jedi, what color lightsaber would you have? I said purple, because they typically represent moral ambiguity and are often used by people who use both sides of the Force. So red and blue, purple.
Yeah, I like it.
Balance.
I think if you went canon again, obviously there's so many different avenues you could go down by saying like, are we incorporating like extended universe stuff or only what Disney has now established as Kevin, as canon. If I had to do that, I'll probably pick purple as well because I mean I think it would be cool to learn from Mace. So
you'd have a purple Darth Maul lightsaber.
That would be
sick, dude.
Yes, I would.
You need to go to Galaxy's Edge and make that, bro.
I'm not even gonna say anything anymore. There you go. That's my answer because there's some other things like the Darksaber would be cool, but that's what I'm gonna go with. Purple two-sided.
Okay, I would want a lightsaber that we've only seen of like either like I would want one of the like off-brand ones. Like I wouldn't want any of the ones that any of the cool people had. So I don't know what his name was.
There's like orange,
there's
yellow.
Orange. There's like the yellowish orange one. I think that would be fire. And then in Rogue One, they referenced the black lightsaber,
the Darksaber,
the legend,
which I could get behind. If that was a thing that was accessible to me, that'd be dope. Because that would be, I couldn't imagine a more intimidating lightsaber color than black.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Cool.
All right, Alex has 2 more questions, but you don't know them because she texted them to me. So,
oh god,
and
she called me earlier.
One of them is for all of us, and then one of them is specifically for you.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited.
Okay. All right, here you go. So here's the one for all of us.
I hate the question she's already gonna ask me. All
right. If you could replace any Star Wars character with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who would you choose?
Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker. So it would not be Mark Hamill. It would be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Luke Skywalker.
What would people do? They would just try to like slice him with his lightsaber, and it would just break.
Yeah, it would just burst off of those boulder shoulders that he has. What would you say? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm just trying to think of funny things. So like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Yoda.
Literally
Yoda.
Yeah, I was thinking. So cool.
I feel like at that point though, it'd just be Yoda. Like you wouldn't, if you didn't associate it with Yoda, you would just be like, oh, okay, so the Jedi Master's The Rock. You know, like you would.
That'd be really funny.
You wouldn't.
All right. Here's the last one. This one's specifically for you, Kevin. I'm not even gonna put it back on me while I read this because I just want to see your.
I hate this question. I really don't know.
I know it. She called me earlier.
What Enneagram number would Darth Maul be?
Oh God. I don't know. Oh, sheesh. I don't even know them. The only thing, I don't feel like he acted like me. Is there one that's angry all the time? I don't know.
I don't honestly know either. I haven't studied.
Let's see here.
Enough. I need to look at more of them. But
what are the titles? Pull up a list of the titles for me. I'll go based off the titles.
All right. Let me find them.
I don't need to know the descriptions.
You guys are gonna see. It's okay. I'm just gonna pull it up live. Let's see.
Enneagram
types.
Names. I don't know what you say.
Enneagram.
God, dude, I hate this.
All right, the Reformer. All right, I'm gonna read them to you really quickly. The Reformer, the rational, idealistic type, principled, purposeful, self-controlled perfectionist. Definitely not Darth Maul. The Helper, the caring, interpersonal.
He's definitely
type,
not the Helper.
The Achiever, success-oriented, pragmatic type, adaptive, excelling, driven, and image-conscious. The Individualist, sensitive, withdrawn type, expressive, dramatic, self-absorbed, temperamental.
Ooh,
Investigator,
I kind of like that.
the intense, cerebral, perceptive, innovative, secretive, and isolated. The Loyalist, committed, security-oriented, engaging, responsible, anxious, and suspicious. The Enthusiast, busy, fun-loving type, spontaneous, versatile, distractible, and scattered. The Challenger, powerful, dominating, self-confident, decisive, willful, and confrontational. And the Peacemaker, easygoing, self-effacing type, receptive, reassuring, agreeable, complacent.
Go to number 4 really quickly. Those are
The Individualist.
Ooh.
Sensitive, withdrawn.
All right, I got you. He is an 8 with a sub. Wing, what is it? Wing sub.
Wing.
So wing is supposed to be to the either side of your number, so he can't be an 8 wing 4.
He's an 8 wing 9.
All right, sounds great. There we go. That's
Perfect.
it. All right,
Good job, Kevin.
These are the last two. I think this is so. We don't want to go too long, but I think these last two that were from Facebook, and then so Jesse Brown on Facebook and Aussie G. This is a very interesting one to just end with and just like leave your thoughts. Okay. So they asked Jesse asked on Facebook, and Aussie G at Aussie_G_ on Twitter asked, "What do you think of Jar Jar Binks being a Sith Lord and that theory?" So
I'll buy it.
Yeah.
I'd definitely buy it.
I think so. I don't think he is a Sith Lord because I think there's a lot of like pretty like specific stuff saying that he's not. But it's only because they might have had bigger plans for him down the line, but because he was so negatively received
That's exactly
in the
what it
initial
was.
Yeah,
movie,
you can't undo
just-
how much he was
they
hated
just
as a
chose
character.
not to do anything else with them. So I think we'll never really know. But I mean, even the actor who played Jar Jar, there's a lot of stuff if you read up on it that basically like he says that they like had a lot planned for the character that they just didn't do because Lucasfilm and everyone just backed off from anything that they had associated with where they wanted to go with Jar Jar because everyone hated him so much.
I think they were super hyped about that character, and then when he was so terribly received, they were like, "All right, we gotta back.
Yes.
We can't do this."
So
Yeah, they couldn't make him the king. So I definitely buy it. I think there's because I listened to what's it called binge mode where they talk about Jar Jar and just specifically, and I'll end it here, specifically on how much time every single scene that they spent. So they said like one of the longest edited scenes for Jar Jar specifically was just a pointless scene where he was walking arm in arm with some random person at some meaningless time. And so they put time into everything. And so even the scenes where like you see his like mouth subtly moving and like all that was intentional. And I definitely buy, even he wasn't like the Kingpin Sith Lord, like there was something going on there. And I don't know. I wish that they would have not chosen to make him sound like a bumbling idiot literally the entire time. Yeah, but I also think that's something that they were probably trying to do because that's honestly kind of what they did with Palpatine. Like he wasn't like a bumbling idiot, but you know, you never would have thought if you didn't know already that he was going to be some Sith Lord, right? So I think they were trying to pull some wool over our eyes, but
what could have been,
we will never know because that character was awful.
Yep.
What was I going to do it for us?
I think Maria had something.
Do you want to flush with?
Yes.
Oh, we got to intro it. We got to intro it. 1, 2, 3. The Flush.
Okay.
All right.
It's fast. It's fast. None of these nerd turds watch Doctor Who, but I do.
Called out.
Calling you out.
No regrets.
Well, you're missing out. So Doctor Who announced season 12 release date, dropped a trailer, and it's coming out on the 1st.
There you go. I got something too. I'm going to say it really quickly because I'm going to throw an audible on you guys.
How fast are you talking right now?
Yeah, I'm going to throw an audible. I think we should do Unheard Nerds again next week because we're going to continue with our Star Wars month-long episode leading up to The Rise of Skywalker. And next week specifically, we're going to be talking about our theories surrounding the movie. But because I am very new in my knowledge of Star Wars. I want to know what all of you guys think is going to happen.
I dig it.
I think that we should do another Unheard Nerds segment next week. So we'll drop some stuff on the socials. We want to know what you guys think is going to happen. Yeah, that Maria. So Maria. So we want to know what you guys think are going to happen. So that's it.
Sick.
All right.
Well, I guess that'll do it for episode 32 of the Nerd Turd Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on all of our socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at Nerd Turd Pod. Make sure to leave a sick 5-star review. And, share it with your buds. Go Star Wars, may the Force be with you. This is the way. What's the other one? We have spoken.
I have spoken.
I have spoken. Cue the music, baby.
Thank you for listening to the Nerd Turd Podcast, a podcast devoted to consuming and digesting all things nerd and expelling it out for the world to hear. If you enjoyed listening, you can support us by following and subscribing on all social media platforms at nerdturdspod and leaving us a rating and review wherever you listen. We hope we've given you something to digest in your nerd life. From all of us here at Nerd Turd, keep it nerd, and we'll see you soon.